great weather in Japan as well. It's a good 29 degrees Celsius, winds, no rain. So it's going to be a really good race to watch. And I'm super excited, and I'm sure all of you are as well. So Arman, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be the Mainis on top, or is Mohammed going to take it?
I mean, they're all really experienced on this particular game, which is iRacing. They've been putting a lot of laps in, a lot of hours have been spent here. And you can see how quickly they get on the pace. You know, when as soon as practice starts, they immediately they're up the sharp end of the field. It's going to be really close competitive racing, and I mean, I don't know. In practice, Kush had the edge over Mohammed. Arjun was a little, Arjun was a couple places behind them, but the time still nevertheless really close. Remember, Okayama is a really tight and twisty circuit, which means you're really busy and a lot of camber changes and but to provide a lot to keep the drivers busy. But it's a short lap, so the times are going to be really close.
Yeah, and the format of this qualifying is 10 minutes. Each driver can do a maximum of 4 laps. This qualifying is to determine the grid for race 1. So on track right now, we're following Mohammed Ibrahim. This youngster is actually phenomenally good in this game, and iRacing is one of the most realistic games out there today. And Mohammed, who's actually a karter, I believe you put him in any car in this game, and he's always on top. He's raced against some of the best gamers in the world, and he's always been on top. And while we say that, Mohammed goes for a spin.
Commentator, I mean, you can't get rid of that tongue of yours. Every time we praise someone, they end up making a mistake, unfortunately.
I know it happened yesterday as well. So maybe I shouldn't talk. Maybe you should do all the talking. But anyway, it's just his warm-up lap. I don't think he's on a flying lap as yet, so it's fine. He can slide around.
No, but yeah, like you said, I mean, I remember a couple of years ago he did karts in Asia and in India as well. He was really quick straight out of the box. I think he finished third in the Rotax World Final as well. But yeah, I mean, both his parents are really, I mean, he's always looking for an opportunity to drive but not have the experience. But yeah, I mean, in terms of simulators, in terms of being on a sim and iRacing is the best place to prove yourself. And yeah, he's been up against some of the best young drivers in the world today.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's now up against the likes of the Maini brothers and even Narain Karthikeyan, who's on this grid. And Kush is really, really good in this game. I've been watching Kush, who's been posting some results of his in different iRacing championships. And against some really difficult grids, he's also been fairly high up. So it's going to be an exciting race between Kush, Maini and Mohammed Ibrahim.
An interesting fact that I think we've had an oversight of is basically we've got 2 teammates here in Kush Maini and Karthik Tarani, who represented the Mumbai Falcons in the inaugural X1 Racing League. And we've got Arjun Maini and Vishnu Prasad, who were the eventual champions who were part of the Bangalore Rising Stars. So we've got them, the 4 of them who have been reunited here as well.
Yeah, and then of course Narain Karthikeyan.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it is a great grid, and we've got a bunch of guys who've been around for the last few weeks as well. So guys like Rohan Shankar, Sandeep Kumar, Karthik Tarani, Vikas Anand's joining us this weekend. Amit Kutti's been around for every race so far. So, and all these guys have been putting some great results in. So it's going to be exciting. And now Mohammed is just coming around to finish his first flying lap, I think. Let's see what he puts in there.
But that's Amit. Amit who's just finished the first flying lap, not Mohammed. And that was a 124. But then Mohammed's just gone across the line, and it's a 123.5. 8 tenths quicker than Amit in his first flying lap.
Oh, that is really fast. But like I said, Mohammed's just been really, really quick. But it's actually going to be more interesting to see what Kush can do about it. Kush is super fast in this game. But I also have to...
sorry, continue, yeah.
No, I also have to remind everyone watching that track limits play a big part here. So we just saw Kush running a little wide, so he's got to be a bit careful there to try and keep the car within track limits. But super clean lap otherwise so far.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think you and I over the last couple of days starting to play, finally getting our hands on a wheel and a console, I've realized how difficult it is to maintain track limits. But it is tough, especially when you don't. I mean, when you're actually not on track, but when you have to envision it looking at a screen and judge the white lines and stay within them is quite difficult.
Yeah, it is indeed. But he did manage to put a lap in. Not as quick as we thought he'd be. Kush right now is. Oh no, he didn't put a lap in. I don't think that lap was counted. He exceeded track.
Arjun has put a lap in.
Arjun's put a lap in. He's 2/10 off Mohammed. Again, these guys get only 4 laps to set a time. So if Kush is not,
he's gone 7/10 quicker than Arjun now on his last lap. He's gone to a 21.3, 23.1. Sorry.
Wow, Mohammed is really upping the game here. Really curious to see what Kush can do to fight back.
Oh, definitely.
Like I said, that's Kush. He's lost 1 more lap here. He's got only 2 more laps to be able to put a lap in. So like I said, the system, the qualified format in this game is such that you have 10 minutes, but you only have 4 laps. So you have to be able to set your time in those 4 laps. If you don't do it, then you just don't get a lap in. And this was actually where Kush, where we just saw him go off. That was also where he exceeded track limits last time, I think, which is why I brought it up. And he didn't get a lap in, so the pressure's on now.
Yeah, he's just got to take a couple of deep breaths, get it back, and he's got 2 more laps, so make them count. But no, I mean, apart from Kush, we've got others who still haven't set a lap time yet. So let's see if we're in for some surprises or not.
Yeah, the time's counting down. There's only 4 minutes left on the clock, but hopefully we'll see people starting to set laps in. And while we speak, one of our international drivers has just set a lap as well, Jeffrey Kruger from South Africa. Super fast touring car driver. Raced in the Volkswagen Vento Cup, Amio Cup in India as well, multiple times, and won many races in India. So it's great to have Jeffrey on the grid here. We've got Narain, who's in the pits right now. We've got Sebastian Grunert, who's one of the German drivers. He's joining us this weekend, a driver who's raced in Formula Renault, the Clio Cup in Germany, and does a lot of gaming. So it's great to have a few international names with us this weekend. But in the meantime, focusing on Kush again, let's hope Kush can manage to put a lap in this time. He kept it clean, kept it within track limits on the corner that he dreads, and so far looking smooth.
I mean, saying that, we've not got much. We've only got about 3 minutes left, and we're just hoping, Kush and Closive, that the others who haven't set a lap time yet do go on and set that lap time, that at least that 1 bank off a lap time. But while saying that, Sai, Sanjay, and Karthik have moved up to 3rd and 4th respectively. Finding some time to make sure they end up at the sharp end of the field.
And so has Kush. Kush is up now on the front row, and only just slightly edged his brother Arjun to get on the front row there.
These two brothers are so competitive. It's great fun to watch them on track. Actually, I don't envy being Gautam really at that point.
For those of you who are wondering who Gautam is, there is no Gautam on the grid. Gautam is the father of Kush and Arjun Maini. I'm sure he's sitting watching the stream, biting his nails, but I'm pretty sure he's more relaxed when the boys are gaming rather than in a real race car, or at home for that matter, especially the 2 of them at home at the same time. Anyway, we're following Ronnie Wechselberger. Now, Ronnie again is another driver with a lot of experience in India. He's spent a lot of time doing some coaching. He's married to an Indian as well, who's a journalist, a motorsport journalist, one of India's top motorsports journalists. So he has a great connection with India. But what makes Ronnie special is he's a stunt driver, and he holds the Guinness World Record for, I think, the tightest parallel parking. So he's a special guy to have on the grid. And I believe he is really good at the game. It's the first time we're getting to see him in action, and the color that he's running, his colors, he calls himself Ronnie Searock, and this is his trademark color.
While we're focusing on Ronnie, I think we'll say a quick hi to Vaishali as well, his wife. I'm sure she's glued to try and catch up with the leaders again.
Let's see what Ronnie can put in. No, he's way off. He's let's see if he has more time. There's still a minute left to go in the session, but that doesn't mean the session ends in 1 minute. So people have that. So, I just got a message from
Yeah.
race director that the session will end in a minute. Sorry, my bad. So these guys have to manage to get their time in within the next 40
I,
seconds. If you don't
I
get
just
time in, then
Yeah, I
lose
just
out.
hope that everyone is on the circuit. I mean, I know there are a few people who are still in the pits. I just hope that all the cars have managed to get out and to at least start their flying lap.
Yeah, I hope so too. A lot of them were in the pits fiddling with their setup, but we do see 20 drivers here on our screen. And just to run you through the top 10 right now, we've got Mohammad Ibrahim on pole position, provisional pole right now. We've got Kush in second, Amit in third. Super job by Amit actually to
He
put
found a
himself
lot
up
of
there
time.
and put himself between the two Maini brothers. So he's definitely found a lot of time. And Arjun Maini and Sai Sanjay have set exactly the same lap time. And it's Arjun in fourth and Sai in fifth, Karthik Tarani in sixth. As we speak, we've just finished the session and going down to the bottom of the grid. Now we'll just, while the cars are gridding, we'll run through the grid order here, and the times will show up just in a second. There we are. We've got Mohammad Ibrahim on pole position, followed by Kush Maini, Amit Kuti, Arjun Maini. So it's a great bunch to have in the top four. And for those of you watching, do make a note of their Instagram handles and make sure you follow them.
Right.
So the first race is a rolling start, ladies and gentlemen, and this basically means that there's a formation lap. They will spend one lap driving around the circuit before they get into formation, and then the race is a rolling start. The second race, on the other hand, will be a standing start.
So we've got the second half of the top 10 from 9th, we've got Vishnu Prasad, Boshan Kotalia, who's come back. I remember him racing in the VW Polo Cup, and then went on to race in the Sirocco Cup, I think the year after you did. We got Rohan Shankar in 11th. We know how good he is in starts. Vikas Anand is making his debut with us this weekend. Sandeep Kumar is back with us in 13th. Jeffrey Kruger, who's really quick in touring cars though. But yeah, he's in 14th, followed by Satish, who won in Round Factor last weekend. And then 16th, you've got Vignesh, who brings up the second half of the grid. And 17th, we've got Ankush, who's followed by Vishwas. Sebastian is there in 19th. I'm just wondering whether he plays it regularly enough. But yeah, I guess we're in a competitive field right now. Chetan brings up 20th. He must be a little disappointed, but I'm sure he'll make up in the races. Followed by Chetan is another Chetan actually, and then you have Ronnie, followed by Shahan. Shahan was quick in practice. I don't know what happened, whether there's a connection issue, and Narain as well. And Narain must be having a connection issue again, like the last week. We'll have to find out what exactly happened.
Yeah, Narain was also fairly quick in practice. He was up there, not too far off, and we were hoping to see him gain some time. But just like last week, the connection issues are a problem at the moment everywhere, really. Let's hope all these guys have managed to stay in the race. We did see a few guys bounce off the race in the last couple of weeks, and you could say that's the game's version of a technical failure.
I'm a fan of the safety car actually. But what the guys are doing right now is the formation lap. Remember, the first race is a rolling start. It's a rolling start. It's a rolling start as they come towards the last one to start of the race. And let's go green. Let's go.
Yep, and the race is off. We've got Mohammad right in front, leading the pack, trying to shake off the slipstream, so not to give Kush Maini an advantage. But no, Kush Maini is not falling for that. He's staying right behind him. Kush is followed by Amit and then followed by Arjun. So the top four, it's going to be an exciting race to watch between them. It's a 15-minute race, so it's going to be a tight race, and it's a sprint race. And pretty sure we'll see some action as we go through. But extremely good start, actually. We didn't see too many incidents at the back there, like we did see early on when we did some practice races this week. So good stuff by all the drivers, keeping themselves clean.
Definitely, but you can see all of them, trying to get out of that slipstream, trying to break the slip. All the guys trying to break the slipstream, and the one behind them trying to follow right through. But further down, I think the fourth place, I think that was Amit was trying to make a move, but unfortunately fell back. But yeah, I mean the top half of the grid at least have moved up smoothly. There's a bit of contact in the double left-hander further down the field. Someone's lost their rear wing. Couple of cars coming together there, and I think that was Advait involved with one of them. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, if you just get back to the leaders now, there's Mohammed who's eking out a gap. Push is fairly close by, but I think the battle's just going to be between the two of them, and it's going to be a right through sprint race right through to the end. I mean, they're going to be pushing every single lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mohammed knows so well that Kush is not going to give up, which is why he's trying to shake him off. But he's just not able to do so that easily. He seems to be having some trouble with the connection. That's why you see cars flashing in and out, but should come back soon enough. But yeah, back to the lead battle. Mohammed is holding Kush off, but Kush is not falling for any of his weaving down the straight. He's staying in the slipstream and staying behind him. And as long as Kush can stay with him, it's only a matter of time before he bounces on him.
Yeah, also interestingly, they're catching up to a back marker who was involved in an incident, I think, earlier, but now hopefully he moves out of the way and lets the leaders pass. This also might give an opportunity to Kush to try and line up a move, try and put some pressure on him.
Yeah, for sure. But Kush, we just saw somebody go for a big toss there. Yeah, I can't see who that was. Was that Sai Sanjay there who went for a massive toss? No, it was Amit. It was actually Amit. It was probably an incident between Amit and maybe Arjun. We seem to have missed that. Yeah, we seem to have missed that. Could be between the two of them. But Amit's car went flying there.
You don't usually see him getting involved in incidents, but yeah, they were really close to each other. And that first left-hander actually dips away from you, so I'm sure someone must have lost the front end, and then the two will come together. Oh, there you see someone losing in the last corner. Oh,
and also caused a bit of contact there. Was it Advait? Not sure, can't see. But now, as these guys come across the line, we'll see the order coming back. That was Arjun Maini who lost it on the last corner, actually. You can see him falling down the order. Meantime, back with the leaders. It's still Mohammad Ibrahim from Kush.
Oh, we've been pushing on inside, they touch! They both lost the lead, but they're both on track side by side. Again, they touch. What's going on, guys? And we found Sai Sanjay, who finds himself in the lead, followed by I would say Karthik Tanagi. And I think that's Mohammed in third, Kush in fourth. Let's see what happens with the game. Remember, the game issues penalties as well, so we'll have to see what happens there. Right, as we focus on the leaders here, you've got Sai Sanjay in the lead, we've got Karthik Tanagi in second, we've got Mohammed Ibrahim in third. Remember, he and Kush had an incident. I wonder if Kush has picked up some damage because he's fallen a bit. From Mohammed, and I guess Vikas was behind him.
Is it Vikas? Can't really see there. Still Mohammed leading from Kush. No, Sai leading the race.
But Mohammed's in second. Mohammed's in second.
Yeah, Mohammed is in second and Kush is in third. Yes, I seem to have missed that incident actually. My commentary screen went blank. For those of you who are watching, wondering how we're doing this, we aren't in a commentary studio. No, we're not. I'm sitting looking at my phone on an app. Arman is doing the same, and basically that's how we're getting commentary done. We're staying safe during these difficult times of COVID, and it's important that all of you also maintain social distancing. But in the meantime, we see that Kush Maini seems to have dropped down quite a bit. A lot of drivers who were running up front seem to have lost out. But
yeah, but
I think
Kush did some damage. He suffered some damage after that incident with Mohammed. I think his front left might have had an issue basically. So maybe his alignment's gone, or maybe he's broken a front wing end plate. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there with him. But meantime, back with looking at Vikas and Sebastian. Great job by Sebastian actually to bring himself into the top 5 here.
Wow,
he's followed by Rohan Shankar.
That's a phenomenal job. I mean, I remember saying qualifying on Sebastian, I think might have struggled because he was well down in the teams, and he's made more than about 10 places. So to be in the top 5 is a phenomenal job there by Sebastian. Rohan as well, he always keeps out of trouble and picks up all those crucial points. So again, you see him running in a strong top 6 position.
Yes, Rohan's also. Rohan, we've noticed this the last few weeks. He always manages to make a comeback. He struggles a little in qualifying, but then he finds his way up there in the race. So it's again a super job by Rohan. We're sitting on board now with Sebastian, who's hunting down Karthik Tarani right now. He seems to have. Oh, Vikas seems to have made. He seems to have passed. He's got Vikas in front and Karthik in front of him. Sorry, I'm looking at the time screens. I seem to see there's Karthik there. But anyway, it's.
I don't know how Karthik's lost so many, because Karthik at one point was right behind Sai, and now he finds himself outside the podium position. And Vikas also made up. He did struggle in qualifying, but he's having a strong third place in the race.
He is having a strong race. So but you have to remember, a lot of guys up front seem to have had issues. And while we speak, it looks like Sebastian's got another place. Has he gone ahead of? Oh, that was a back marker. Oh, I think that's where I got confused.
Yeah, he might be right. No.
I think that was a back marker, but super smooth driving here by Sebastian. Slowly leading the car, reeling in the car in front of him. Looking at the leaderboard, the numbers should sort itself out right now, but...
you see someone right in front of Sebastian. I think that was... Who was in front of Sebastian? Was that Vikas?
It was Vikas. Vikas was in front of Sebastian. Yep, that's right. Sebastian's up to third. You see on the screen, Sebastian's up to third place. It's there on the screen. Yes, the order updates at the end of the lap, but you can see Sebastian's up to third. Vikas has dropped down to fifth, and Rohan is up to fourth. So
what happened?
He's taken advantage of it.
What has happened to Karthik? Because this would have been Karthik. Right.
He seems to have had some front wing damage, actually. So he's lost out over there.
Yeah, like you said, Alja, Rohan has found himself in fourth. That's again another strong drive then to find himself. I mean, maybe, who knows, he might actually end up on the podium, but there's another incident.
There was an incident right behind Karthik. Who was that who lost out there? Not sure if they were back markers or just trying to see who lost out. We saw two guys come together. That's unfortunate. We're just looking at the damage on Karthik's car. Anyway, yeah, he's gonna. I think Karthik's gonna try and take it to the finish line.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of the race now. I mean, close to the end. We got a couple more laps left. But if they've got damage, it's gonna be hard. But again, with the rate of people going off, I think he'd take the risk of running on circuit and just getting those points.
Yeah, for sure. There's we're 10 minutes into the race almost, so there's only 6 minutes left, and it's Sai who seems to be leading comfortably from Ibrahim, and Ibrahim's got a big gap from himself to Sebastian, but the battle is actually between Sebastian and Rohan Shankar for the podium.
Yeah.
The two of them are really, really close. I think Rohan's actually probably going to try and make a move on him, but meanwhile we're watching Karthik Tarani and Turu, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to apologize to our viewers who tuned in. Unfortunately, yeah, I know you keep some card blink in on and off the screens. Hopefully, we get the connection rectified for tomorrow, but for the next race at least. But yeah, so unfortunately for this race, I think it's just a network issue really. But we will look into that.
Yeah, hopefully we can get the network sorted out, which means the cars won't flash. But it's been a great race so far. We saw so much action early on. We saw so many guys who had such a good chance of winning the race, but just coming together at the wrong place. And the other thing is, if you have an incident, it permits you to go back into the pit. So you just get directly teleported to the pit, but you can only do that twice. So anybody who's done it more than 2 times, then it's the end of the race for them. And I've just got confirmation from Narain Karthikeyan as well with regard to his connectivity issue. Yes, he did have an issue with his broadband connection. So, yeah. I mean, that's just how life goes sometimes.
I mean, it happens. It's expected, and that's why it's called race from home. I mean, especially on the weekend, everyone's online watching things. But nevertheless, I mean, it's great to have someone like Narain come in, and even for the gamers, even for the young drivers taking part, it's phenomenal for them to actually be able to sit and through the week. I mean, he's been hosting sessions with the guys, pushing them to come take tests with them, and he's trying to figure out sim racing as well.
Yeah, we seem to have missed something here. If Rohan is up into third, Sebastian's dropped down to fifth. So something seems to have happened between Rohan and Sebastian. Vikas is up to fourth. Yes. Yeah, something seems to have happened there. That means Rohan is now in that podium position that he's been hunting for all this while.
Remember, he started in 12th. He started in 12th and now he's in 3rd. So, yeah, great place for him. He's having a phenomenal race.
Yeah, good stuff there by Rohan. He is dropping back a little bit from Sai and what just happened here? It's Ibrahim in the lead and Sai seems to have dropped back a lot. Has Sai made a mistake? We seem to have missed that. Ibrahim's taken the lead from Sai here.
Yeah, let's just try and tune in with the leaders right now because, I mean, that's a 6-second lead. He's fallen on his mark. That's a big one.
Yeah, that is a big lead that he's managed to open up. Right now we're watching a back marker behind him. Sai there, we see Sai, he's fallen back considerably. Not sure what happened to him there. But that's given Ibrahim the lead all over again. And if you just tuned in, it was Ibrahim who had an incident with Kush earlier. I think Kush had just unbraked himself and run into the back of Ibrahim, which handed the lead to Sai. But now Ibrahim seems to have taken it back from him and looks like he's in a comfortable position to win this race.
No, definitely. I mean, it was always going to be exciting as to whether who was going to win because I mean we all heard about how quick Ibrahim was and all.
Sorry to cut you in. Sorry to cut you off, Arman, but that's Sebastian versus Vikas we're watching right there, and Sebastian's really quick. He's got up to the back of Vikas, but Vikas trying his best to hold him on, and they're fighting for 4th place.
Yeah, and that the double left-handers, we've seen most of our incidents happen there. It's so easy to run wide there. So, I mean, let's see if they can actually keep it clean. And if Sebastian can get close enough to the next lap to make a move. He's definitely strong. He's definitely strong on the first half of the lap. And I think the slower section is where Vikas seems to be able to pull out a small gap.
Yeah, he seemed to have made a mistake somewhere. But if you look at his lap times, he's consistently slightly just quicker than Vikas. So I'm pretty sure he's going to try on this lap. It's 2 laps to go, so he's got 2 laps to try his move. But we've seen so many times in this race people coming together, and you just never know what's going to happen. They get so close to each other, and then boom, something happens. So let's see if these guys can keep it clean.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just before you said that Sai had lost. Yeah, just before you had said that Sai had lost the lead, I was gonna point out that none of us expected that neither of the favorites who were supposed to win would be at the top. But as soon as I was about to say that, you came on board and said that Sai had lost about 6 seconds. So, hey. Yeah, I mean, I think the top 2 are pretty safe for now as long as they don't make a mistake. But Rohan was having the race of his life really in 3rd, and we're watching the battle for 4th now. Yeah, we're watching the battle for 4th, and that's the most interesting battle we've got going on right now. Let's see if Sebastian can do something. We can see he's a very clean, very patient driver, but he knows he's got 1 more lap to make his move, and he's really piling the pressure on Vikas over here. Oh, there you go. Vikas makes a mistake just as we said that, and that gives Sebastian a good chance getting onto the main straight now to tuck in behind him. There you go, and let's see if he can make it count. Coming out of the final corner, starting the last lap. Vikas goes fully defensive, but can Sebastian go down the outside? That was very defensive by Vikas. He went all the way to the wall. Yeah, they made contact. They made contact. I mean, there's a lot of movement going on there. I can't help myself but to laugh. There was contact at the exit of the corner. And that was an unsafe release there. Was that? Did he take Ronnie up there? I'm not sure if he's gone from Sebastian to Ronnie. Not sure who he picked up there, but it looks like he gets teleported back to the pit and for his repair. If it's his second one, it's his last one, and it's strike 3 and you're out, basically. Right. So we're on the last lap, but let's just focus on the leaders who've had an eventful race. It hasn't been straightforward. Ibrahim was coming on the last corner, still pushing and taking the flag. You could say lies to flag, but not really. I mean, he did drop back, and it's not for Sai making that mistake that wasn't a win for him. But anyway, Sai well deserved second place. He'll be kicking himself and making that mistake. And I think the man of the hour is Rohan Shankar, who's coming in to take 3rd. Driver of the race. In my books, he's the driver of the race. I don't know where he came from, but he managed to bring it all the way up to 3rd. Yeah, definitely. It still shows as Vikas in 4th. I'm not sure who.
But action-packed race. So we're just waiting for the results to update there. And we have there you
Yeah,
see Vikas was
Sebastian.
that Sebastian in fourth after the incident with Vikas. He still managed to bring it home in fourth, and Yeturu in fifth. And great job by him there. Karthik in sixth. Karthik, who had a damage ring, had to struggle till the finish line, but managed to bring it home in sixth to score some points. So I think what's important is a lot of them did have contact, but anyway, I think they managed to bring it back to the finish to score some valuable points. And some of them did wait in the pits till the race got over.
I mean, interestingly enough, Karthik didn't pit, even though he picked up his damage fairly early on. He didn't take that option to pit and have it change and then fight back. He just thought he would, muscle it through and score whatever points he could salvage him.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So I knew he knows if he pitted, he would have lost a lot more. He stood a chance to lose a lot more. Clearly, you get the feel in the steering wheel as well. You know how much you're losing a lap, and a pit stop does actually lose you a lot of time. So let's look at the final results again. So it's Mohammad Ibrahim who wins race one, followed by Sai Sanjay and Rohan Shankar. They make up the top three. Great job by Sebastian Grunet. Had an incident with Vikas in the end, so the stewards are going to look into it. But super job to bring it home in fourth place. Ankush Yeturu.
Another good job, I think, there by Yeturu, because again he had qualified down bottom half, and to make it up by both. I mean, I think all three of them, Rohan, Sebastian, and Ankush, have done a fantastic job of staying out of trouble and scoring some great points.
Yeah, absolutely. The guys who really had trouble were the guys further down, guys like Vikas, Amit, Jeffrey. All of them were running high up at some point, but seemed to have had some trouble in the race and incidents mainly. And Kush and Arjun, especially Arjun, spun it out and he got caught by somebody else while spinning, and that just ended his chances. Kush as well, I think after the incident with Mohammed, ended his chances as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the race, we were looking at a proper 4 or 5-way battle between all these guys, and unfortunately, incidents had made that. But remember, there's always race 2. We've got qualifying and race 2 coming up.
Yep, race 2 coming up soon. But again, we just watched a great race. So much action actually up and down the field. And the slightest of mistakes and people were spinning off. So, it gave us a lot to watch and a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to keep up with everything, because every time we took our eyes off the ball, there was something happening. So, yeah, really intense, a lot of entertainment and a lot of action.
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny part is all these guys can now get onto a WhatsApp group, and obviously there's a lot going on the WhatsApp group. Everybody's they're sorting out their.
I find it very amusing to keep tuning into these WhatsApp groups every time the race gets over, whether it's in GT or here. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny because in real life you don't see so many people going at it. Yes, one or two people always go to somebody else's pit, pick the fight, but this is a WhatsApp, so they know nobody's going to come and
we missed out. We missed out an incident where between Karthik and Arjun, we see there's something going on there as well. I wonder if we can catch that in the replay later.
Yeah, hopefully we can catch that. For those of you who are watching, don't go away. We're going to start race 2 soon. But now I'm going to just run through the YouTube chat for all of you. We have some fans here for Rohan, as usual. Lots of Rohan fans. I think some people did have trouble with the stream. But stay with us because race 2 is coming up soon. And it's going to be yet another exciting race. This track is actually proving to give us a lot of action, and tomorrow we're going to Daytona, and from what I've heard, Daytona has loads of overtaking.
Oh yeah, we're in for a treat in Daytona, especially coming out of that banking. And I think these Formula 3 cars, I'm told you're pretty much on gas for the entire lap, even to the inside. A lot of fast flowing corners, so just lifting off. So there'll be a lot of drafting, especially lining people up when they come onto the banking and down that main straight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're in for a treat, really.
Yeah, but we still have one more race to go, and that's also going to be a treat for us. We're just loading the next qualifying session. What's interesting with the next qualifying session is it is a 10-minute session, but drivers have only 2 laps to set their lap time. They don't have the chance of 4 laps or the comfort of 4 laps. So if, say, someone like Kush the last time made a mistake on the first 2 laps, it's gone. It's game over for him. He doesn't have a third chance to do it. So the drivers really have to be precise. They can't make any mistakes. And you, in such a big grid like this and such a competitive grid, if you don't really put in a lap, that means you're way behind, and the chances of you being tagged by another car is pretty high.
I agree. But saying that, apart from the top two, third and fourth did start at the back and kept their noses clean, and they made their way to the front, and managed to just get consistent and pull it through. So I'd say never, but none of them want to start at the back. They all want to start on that front row. So
yeah, everybody wants to start in front.
Matter.
Yeah, everyone wants to start in front, and this circuit actually in Japan, it's in Okayama. It's one of those historical circuits. You can actually see from the layout and from the picture over here on the screen that it's not the newest circuit in the book. It's been around for a long time. Have you been there, man?
I've not raced there, but I've coached there, and I was just going to come to that because it's again typical Japanese circuit. It's on a mountain somewhere, and it's beautiful. It's got a lot of inclines that run through it, and a lot of on camber, off cambered corners, and it just keeps you busy all the time. But there are a lot of great viewing spots as well. So when you go for a Super GT weekend or a Japanese Super GT weekend, you've got about 100,000 people there, and it's all on bankings, and it's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. You can see so much of it in the game as well. So anyway, qualifying is just about to begin. As we see, we've got 9 minutes on the clock, which means everybody should be getting out of the pit. If you're wondering why you don't see so many cars on the screen in qualifying, it's because each person has the chance to do their own qualifying lap in the sense that they can't see anybody around them. So there's no chance of traffic. So while we're looking at Amit Kuti here, even though we've got a grid of 25, 26 cars, we won't be able to see them unless we move the camera to them, and Amit definitely can't see them, so they don't get in the way. This gives everybody a fair chance to put a lap in, especially on a track like this where there's only 10 or 11 corners actually, and you don't want to be finding yourself stuck in traffic. We've got 24 people driving in this race, so that's a lot of cars.
In shorter terms, we racing drivers are very good at making excuses, and this just nullifies that.
That is true. That is true. So, Arman, why don't you run us through this lap with Amit Kuti here? We got a great onboard view.
Right. So we passed the first two corners, and we're coming through the sequence of these kinks. With your hard brake down to this long right-hander, you come down to the second gear, and you hard on the gas. You go uphill. Again, the exit is important. Remember that DRS section there, so you have a drag reduction system there. Going up the box, you're coming up this uphill straight, so the exit is key. And then hard on the brakes again for this tight hairpin. But again, remember there is some corner camber here. Get the car stopped, rotated on the gas to the right because it's down the left-hander, which is about third gear, into another medium left-hander again. There's the third gear. Exit's important for the short straight. Now we're coming to this really slow. You have to be really patient. Late apex left-hander. Get hard on the throttle for another tight right-hander. Wait, you have to be really patient, otherwise you just understeer straight off. On the gas, then for a flat right-hander. Really quite easy in these cars. Then a slight tap of the brake, come to the last corner in third gear. Squeeze the throttle down, come through the box, and that's your main straight.
And we are probably going to see him go to the top of the time sheet temporarily. No. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Very similar to what he did in the first session as well. Very similar lap time to what he did in the first session. Remember the quicker guys on the top two were in the 23s. So let's wait for that.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. It's still not quick enough. He's still got some time to gain. But it's only his first lap, and he's got only 2 laps to do it. So just one more chance. You can see Mohammed warming up his tires actually, so I'm guessing he's not really focusing on making this lap a flyer. Yeah, you can see maybe it's his out lap. But as we speak, Sai Sanjay goes to the top and with a 1:24.1. So again, as we've seen from the previous race, that's just not fast enough. He's definitely going to have to do something about it. Sai was actually really quick the last time around, led the race for a long time, but unfortunately, I think he made a mistake that cost him the win. And let's see what Mohammed can do. He's about to start a lap. But yeah, man, you just ran us through the lap, and for a Formula 3 car to do a lap in 1 minute 24, 23 seconds, it's a really, really short lap. So, that means a short lap would usually mean the grid stays bunched together for the entire race. But there was so much action the last time around that they all kind of spread out a little bit.
I mean, yeah, because of the pit stops. Because again, every time they had some damage, a lot of them went into the pits, and I think that's what spread the field up. But then you saw a lot of comeback drives, and a lot of them were in pairs really, and that kept us at the edge of our seats because there were so many of them who were locked in their own little battles.
And while we speak, Shahan goes on top with a 123. So he's the first driver now to break into the break under the 1 minute 24 barrier into the 23s. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a few of them do it. Ooh, does that look like he exceeded track limits? We'll have to see when he comes across the finish line. Mohammed is pushing really, really hard. Mohammed is pushing hard.
It's good to see young drivers like Shahan actually have to come and be competitive here. I mean, he only debuted in cars last year, so being on the sim would really help him get the understanding of the dynamics of a single seater.
But if you look at the gap between the top three right now, is almost nothing between them. It's only just over half a tenth of a second. Let's see if Mohammed manages to put a time, but it's anyway 124.7. Doesn't really put him in contention with the guys on top. But I don't think that lap was counted. He definitely exceeded track limits somewhere.
Yeah, he definitely did. I'll say he definitely did on a couple of corners. So that lap I think was null and void.
So pressure's on now. Pressure's on for Mohammed and Kush. Let's see what Kush can do. But pretty sure everybody's going to start to put in a quick lap on their second lap. It does take time for the heat to get into the tires. It's pretty much like real life,
Yeah, this game's quite realistic that way. I mean, this game's quite realistic that way, where it does take a lap or two for the tire temperatures to build up and come in, and for you to be at the peak of it. As we see, is that Kush again running wide there?
I think he just ran a little wide. Let's hope he can keep that lap though. The last time as well, he did run a little wide the second time around, but I think he did manage to keep the lap validated.
Well, it was the same corner, wasn't it?
The same corner, yeah. We see a lot of them actually going wide there. I think it's just really tempting to carry a little bit more speed than you can because it lets you get away with it. But again, it's track limits.
But I understand why, because that's the left-hander I was telling you, where it really dips away from you. It's a downhill left-hander, and your front left just goes completely right.
He did set a quick time though, Kush, but don't think it puts him anywhere. I don't think so. Ibrahim then goes to the top, not surprising.
And
Arjun in second. Yeah, Kush actually, I don't think his lap was validated. He set a 1 minute 23.8, but I don't think it was validated for him, so he'd have to do another one.
Remember, in the first session, he was only a tenth or two off Mohammed Ibrahim, so expect something similar if he puts the lap together again, or even closer than, or even closer, I guess.
But like I said before, it's only 2 laps for these guys to do it. So if they make mistakes, they have no chance of getting it back, really.
Yeah, completely. I mean, but that's all. That's how it is, right? I mean, these guys, most of these guys are pro or professional racing drivers, and they've done quite a lot in their careers so far. So I mean, up to now. So I think they're used to the pressure, and so
if you look at the guys, and if you look at the guys running on top right now, it's Mohammed, who does a lot of karting, followed by Arjun and Shahan, who are also race drivers and karters. And then Amit Kutti, who's a gamer, who hasn't done too much of racing or karting at all. But it's a great grid. Just look at this. Karthikeyan, Advaith, Kush puts a lap in, but only good enough for 8th. This is going to be a great race. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, wow. And then we got Jeffrey Kruger from South Africa, who's also joining us for this race. Ronnie Wexelberger, Sebastian Grenard. It's a super grid. We've got some comments coming in on YouTube. Akshay Gupta says, damn, I need to get on iRacing. What a grid. Yes, it is a great grid. We need to see more people here on iRacing. These guys are the best in the country.
Akshay, I guarantee it behaves better than your GTR.
But let's run through the order now. We see we've got Mohammed Ibrahim on pole position, followed by Arjun Maini, Shahan, Amit, Sai, Karthikeyan, Advaith Deodhar. Advaith's been doing a really, really good job actually in the last few weeks. he did have some trouble on the first race weekend when we had a GT race in Assetto Corsa. Then Kush Maini brings up the top 8. Kush is going to have his work cut out. He's got to try and make some places up, but keep his nose clean. Vishnu Prasad in 9th.
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
Mr. Ninth, I think someone who's won a bunch of national titles. He's been a bit quiet this weekend. Let's see if he can turn up something. But yeah, I mean, we've got Jeffrey, like you said, in 10th. We've got Raghav in 11th. We've got Oshan there in 12th. Like to see more of him in the race. We've got our superstar there, Rohan Shankar in 13th. Last time he started in 12th and managed to finish in 3rd. Let's see what he can do in this race. 14th, we've got Yaturu. We've got Vishwas in 15th. And I think we've got Satish in 16th. Satish, remember, he is really strong in R Factor. Let's see what he can do in iRacing, whether he can get to grips with it. We got Vikas again, who was quite competitive in the race 1 in 17th. Ronnie in 18th. Let's hope he can find some pace during the race here. Sebastian, who was very strong in the race, unfortunately not so strong in qualifying, so we expect him to move forward in the race. 20th is Sandeep Kumar. Chetan brings up 21st. We've got Sereni in 22nd, and we've got Vignesh bringing up the rear in 23rd.
And while you were saying that, Arman, we do have a question for you on the YouTube chat. Gaurav Vail asked, Arman, why aren't you racing? Well, Arman doesn't have a PC, just managed to get a hand on a steering wheel and a PlayStation. So yeah, Arman and I are sitting at home.
Yeah, it's taken us 40 days to get our hands on a PlayStation. Let's hope PC magically lands up in our hands at the earliest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now watching everybody getting on the grid. The race 2 is a standing start. It's not a rolling start like we had in race 1. It was very clean actually, the start in race 1. But now when you've got 23 cars going into turn 1, I can imagine there's going to be a lot of chaos. So I think everybody's on the grid.
My fingers are crossed, Aditya. My fingers are crossed for a clean first corner and a clean first lap, because standing starts, these guys are a little too ambitious. But my fingers, like I said, my fingers are crossed.
Let's see how it goes. It's still gridding. They should be soon ready to go once everybody is on the grid. Again, look at that grid. It's huge. 23 cars on the grid. Huge grid. The lights are about to go off very, very soon. So
and the
keep your eyes open.
The profile of the 20 drivers, and we're off.
Yep. The race is on, and good start. Yeah, good start there by Mohammed, followed by Arjun in second, and I think that's Amit in third. Black. Oh, now there's going to be a lot of chaos over here. There's cars flying everywhere. Oh, wow. A bunch of them managed to get through, but
a bunch of them did not, and got really caught up there. You can see some heavy damage going on. Let's try and find out who are the ones who got caught up and who didn't. Who are the biggest gainers and who are the biggest...
Mohammed is in front. Arjun is in second. Kush is in...
Look who's in third.
Kush is in third. Kush has come... Or is that Kush in fifth, actually? It's showing. He's in third. And Arjun has spun it again! That's Arjun who spun it. Does that mean does that mean Kush goes up into second place? Kush had to start at 8th.
That's Kush in second. From 8th to second in 2 corners.
Great stuff there. Arjun has dropped all the way to 17th. Oh no. We're going to have to wait for them to cross the start line to see what the order is, but it looks like it's Mohammed in the lead, followed by Kush.
And for us to catch our breath, because really, there was so much that went on that first lap.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting to see, because now Kush has got to put his head down and charge as hard as he can. But we know
which he's so good at.
Really
you know he can do
which
that.
He is good at. Yeah, we know he can do that. But look who's in third and look who's in fourth. It's Advait in third and Jeffrey in fourth. Jeffrey came from quite far back actually, and Rohan, who started 13th, has gained loads of places to come to 6th. Ronnie's in 7th. Oh, wow, that's a bunch of places. A bunch of guys have made a lot of places, but this means Amit Putri has lost out. Karthik Tarani has lost out. Sai Sanjay was the car we saw flying like an airplane there. A lot of guys losing out. And Vikas as well, I think, has lost out over there. But
yeah, Vikas found himself at the bottom. But yeah, I guess The older, the more wiser. Is what I would go with for at least the first lap the first lap.
Amit seems to have just showed up on my YouTube chat. Amit, you're supposed to be in the race, not on YouTube.
He must be in the pits getting some repairs done then.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate there for Amit, but big fans for Rohan Shankar. Oh, somebody seems to have spun it over there again. Not sure who that is. We see. Seems like it was Karthik and back marker, but we'll know very soon.
Someone was straight off.
Where's Kush? Was that Kush? That was Kush who went straight off. Oh no, it was the back marker that collided with Karthik, I think. No, I got a bit carried away. It was Kush. Oh no, it was Kush. Kush collided with Karthik.
Oh.
Yes, Kush collided with Karthik. I just saw a replay of it. It was Kush and Karthik coming together. Kush had damage and just couldn't make it around the corner. Oh no.
Oh my god.
What's going on here? That brings Advait into second place. Advait has a luck of the devil, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? He does. He almost couldn't make it to this race, and now he's running in second.
And Jeffrey's in third, followed by Raghav and Rohan Shankar. So that again brings Rohan into the top 5 from 13. Ronnie, who started way back, is now 6th, and it's all luck favoring Arjun as well for some valuable points, because now Arjun's able to get himself.
If things stay the way they are, Rohan's going to find himself in the top 3 going of the championship table going into tomorrow's final race.
Yeah, Rohan will find himself in the top 3 if they stay the way they are. Let's hope he can keep his car on the track. We see even the likes of Arjun Maini finding it difficult to keep his car on the track. We saw him spin on his own in race 1, we saw him spin on his own in race 2. So it definitely isn't easy to keep the car on the track, especially when the tires are cold in this game.
For our viewers, I'm going to tell you this. One thing we're working on, we're going to at least try and accomplish soon, is to try and get communication with the drivers, because I would love to hear what they have to say when they get involved in incidents such as these.
Oh, we're going to have to find like a quick sensor button when we get that in place. Following Ronnie Wexelberger here, Ronnie will have interesting things to say in German if anything does happen to him, but he is keeping his nose clean. He's managed to find himself all the way in 6th place. He's got Arjun right behind him, and hopefully Arjun can keep it clean, make quick work. Yeah. Yep, beside him, Ronnie's not going to even fight it. Ronnie knows he's made a lot of places up. He's just going to stay where he is and try and I think he's going to try and follow Arjun as Arjun catches up with the guys in front.
Yeah, I think that's the best time for Ronnie to try and learn also where he's lacking in terms of pace and just pick it up from where Arjun's gaining on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the meantime, Arjun now has his eyes set on the car in front, which looks like it's Rohan Shankar, I think. So he's going to try and make quick work of Rohan as well. But Rohan's a fighter. Rohan's not going to make it easy for Arjun at all.
Well, Arjun's driving on the inside. He's looking at it. Remember, he was really late apex for that corner, but he makes a move.
I think he made the move.
He's got him.
Yeah, not sure right now if that was Rohan or a back marker. We'll find out very soon. But Arjun made quick work of the car that was in front of him. Coming down the last corner, we see him catching the car in front very, very quickly. But we still got Ibrahim in the lead, followed by Advait, followed by Jeffrey, Raghav, and let's find out if it was Rohan or... No, it wasn't Rohan, it was a back marker that he had passed. So still Rohan in 5th.
Yeah, because if we look at the gap, I mean, Arjun's 3.6 seconds behind Rohan. So Rohan's a little more further ahead.
Arjun almost plowed into the back of that car. He got really, really close. Great onboard view here with Arjun Maini. We're watching one of the best in the business. And you can see just how smooth he is. He did make a couple of mistakes, but he's making up for it again. He's finding himself in the top 6 at the moment, and he's going to try hard to reel in the car in front to get into the top 5.
Yeah, completely. I agree with you. I mean, I think it's a great onboard view, even for our spectators to just watch how realistic this looks, because there are times that I flash and you don't realize it's a game, you don't realize people are sitting in their very own homes and watching a screen and playing this.
Yeah, exactly. In the comfort of your air-conditioned room, on your sim, holding onto a steering wheel. It's crazy how it all translates into what we're looking at now on a live broadcast. It's great stuff to watch.
Yeah, completely. I mean, as we come down, I think we've passed halfway distance. We come down the main straight towards the most, come through the first corner, the first sequence of corners. Arjun is making a lot of time on Rohan. He's brought the gap to within a second. He's brought the gap down to within a second. As you can see,
Yeah.
8 tenths behind him now. He's catching. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be the end of this lap, or maybe in a couple of corners.
Yeah, and again, remember all of those of you who are watching were racing for a cause here, and I said race because it's a word play that we had over there, that we're racing for a cause. So yes, do donate for a cause. But while I was speaking, I was distracted there while speaking because I got a message from race control saying that Rohan Shankar lost connection. So he was doing really well, but unfortunately he just got kicked from the race. Yeah, he got disqualified. He says, dude, I got disqualified. I just got a message from him. I think that's because we were looking at lap times and all of them were invalid. All his laps were invalid. He didn't set a valid time. I think he was exceeding track limits.
Well, that
game
shows,
decided to disqualify him.
It just shows how much of the limit he was. I mean, just to try and stay with the leading pack, he was just pushing, I think, every single lap. Unfortunately, didn't pay off in race 2. But yeah, I think he still had a good day.
Yeah, he's had a good day so far, but in the meantime, Mohammed is still running away in front, followed by Advait, Jeffrey, Raghav, who's done a great job to bring it into the top 4, and Arjun, who's behind him. Arjun's actually reeling him in really quickly. 5 minutes to go, I think Arjun should be able to catch him and pass him. Hopefully they'll keep it clean. Arjun's really quick.
I mean, at the pace Arjun's going on, if he makes quick work of Raghav, I think he might just on the last lap might be on Jeffrey's gearbox. If I'm just looking at the lap times.
Yeah, hopefully if he can keep this pace up. It just depends on how quickly he can get ahead of Raghav over here. And then he can catch Jeffrey. You can see Jeffrey there just going into the left-hander ahead. So let's see what Arjun can do. Ooh, Raghav made a mistake. That's opened the door for Arjun. Yeah, made it super easy actually for Arjun. But a bunch of drivers seem to have lost out at the start. A lot of guys involved in that incident who have had to leave the race. So I think the steward's going to have a long night because there's only 14 guys left in the race.
Who's that losing in the background? Was that a back marker?
Someone, and I think that was a back marker. Yeah, we've lost anyway. I was saying there's a lot of guys we've lost in the race. There's only 23 started and only 12 left in the race. So huge incident at the exit of turn 1. For those of you who are just joining us and missed it, do go back and catch the replay of it. But that basically wiped out half the field here. We're looking at Arjun Maini, who had a spin, but now making his way up, and looks like he has a good chance for a podium position. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if he continues his pace, I think by the end of the race, he's going to be on Jeffrey's gearbox, and obviously going to try and make that move stick. But we've had 2 major incidents in the race. One, like you said, was the exit of the first corner, but the second one being, I think, when Kush and Karthik came together. I think that was another crucial point in this second race that we're having.
Yeah, just comparing their lap times, we see that Arjun's almost a second quicker than Jeffrey. So if it may not be enough actually. He'll have to pick his pace up, or Jeffrey may have to lose some pace. But it's not going to be easy for Arjun to catch up if Jeffrey keeps this up.
Yeah, with 3 laps to go and 3.6 seconds the gap. Like I said, by the end of the last lap, he's going to be on his gearbox, and maybe if Jeffrey does focus on his mirrors, he might end up making a mistake. Is what Arjun is going to hope for. But let's see. Jeffrey's really experienced, so I think he knows how to bring the car home.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he's watching also. He knows Arjun is catching him, so he will up his pace. He's got Advait in front of him to catch, but Advait again is quick. It's not going to be easy to catch him. There's 3 laps to go, so 2 laps after this, it is possible. Good catch Advait here. We just have to wait and watch it. That is him catching Advait. That is him catching Advait as we speak, though.
It is. I mean, let's just wait and watch how it unfolds, really.
Yeah. But I would love to see a comparison between Jeffrey and Advait's lap times, because if that is Advait, he's slowing down a lot. So I'm not sure if that's Advait we're looking at right now.
No, it is because if you watch the timing screen, Jeffrey
Yeah, it is Advait. Yeah.
Jeffrey was 2.5 seconds behind him, and now he's only 7.
So more drama here.
Yeah, he's only
more
9
drama.
seconds behind him.
I didn't think he'd catch Advait that quick. I don't know what happened to Advait. I think
He's
Advait
made a
got
second
call
and a
he
half on this very lap. He's made a second and a half.
Yeah, maybe Advait got a phone call. Probably had to answer a phone call. He definitely underestimated Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got him a lot on that lap. He's within a second of Advait. Advait's going to have to pick his pace up. God knows what happened there, because he seemed to be quite comfortable in front there.
I think he just had a little wake-up call, not a phone call. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, he needs a wake-up call, that's for sure. He's got his mirrors full of Jeffrey. Jeffrey's from South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very successful touring car driver. Has also raced in India, won multiple races in India, and of course in other countries as well. So it's great to have Jeffrey on the grid here. He's not the only driver from abroad. We've also got Ronnie Wechselberger from Germany and Sebastian Brunner. Ronnie currently running in 6th and Sebastian in 7th. So great job by the two of them. Actually started further back, but stayed out of trouble, kept the nose clean, and managed to bring it to the top 10.
So while we talk about Advait, Jeffrey, and soon after in the background, who do we see? We see Arjun there creeping up as well. So on this very straight, we've got three of these guys who are there who are fighting for P2. But I think Arjun is going to run out of time then.
Yeah, it's possible.
We have 2 laps to go.
It's possible that Arjun could run out of time. 2 laps to go now, and Mohammed's still well in the lead. Almost 10 seconds from Advait, so there's nothing that can go wrong. Last lap actually now. So let's see, it's between these three. It looks like Advait seems to have opened the gap to Jeffrey. He seems to have woken up. Oh, he seems to have put the phone down. It's probably that phone call that he was on.
He's trying to sell a yacht there. Yeah.
Probably trying to sell a yacht, ladies and gentlemen. Advait Deodhar sells yachts for a living, and not really an ideal time to find a buyer, but maybe that's what he was doing. But as we speak, Arjun has dropped into the 22s. That's a really, really fast lap time. It's over a second quicker than Jeffrey. So let's see if we can actually reel him in on this lap. He's doing everything he can to catch Jeffrey, and he's still got a few corners left to do it.
And 22 was the quickest of the day. Even in qualifying, they only came down to a 23. So that's a really quick time.
Yeah, but he's still over a second behind Jeffrey, so it's going to be tough to catch him. But he is reeling him really, really quickly.
I mean, yeah, there are only four corners to go, so
yep, and I think the leader,
but yeah,
the leader should be close to checkered flag. Yeah, we should, if we can get a clean there he is down. Last corner, and he takes win number 2.
Yeah, taking 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Mohammed's done a great job keeping his nose clean. He did have that incident with Kush in the first race, but he's managed to get away in both races and win them both. But again, we've got Advait in second. Brilliant job there by Advait. Jeffrey in third, Arjun in fourth. Great racing there, man. Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, been thoroughly entertained. You have Ronnie there coming to cross the line. That's a good comeback by Ronnie as well. Did start further back, but kept his nose clean, drove a wire, sensible race, and came through points. We'll obviously get quicker tonight, and we'll be ready for tomorrow at Daytona. But yeah, action-packed right in front. A lot of incidents as well. A lot of guys who we thought were going to be challenging for the win who did lose out, and I think that they're going to be coming with nothing to lose tomorrow, really.
Yeah, and if people are going to start reporting the incidents, it's going to be a sleepless night for you and me, I guess.
We do have some faith in the game stuff, because remember, iRacing does issue its own penalties with through the point system as well. So yeah, even though we will have to deal with most of them, it does lift a little bit of weight from our shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious to see now what the championship is looking like. So we will compute the points overnight, and we will be sharing it on social media tomorrow. So do follow us. We are UltimateE official on Instagram. You are looking at all the drivers and their Instagram handles. So do follow them as well. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us today. We hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have not just motorsport, but a bit of PUBG as well. We're doing a charity fundraise. and we would love to see you there 3 p.m. on the UltimateE official YouTube and Twitch channels.
Yeah, 100% Aditya, and thank you everyone for who tuned in, and we really look forward to you joining us tomorrow. Order your popcorn, food, order some drinks, and join us from 3 p.m. for some action on the virtual field where we take each other on, and then head straight to Daytona for an action-packed couple of races. So really exciting Sunday ahead, and it's all for a good cause. So thank you for tonight, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yep, and stay home, stay safe. Until then, it's Arman and me, Aditya, signing off.